Obi-Wan, master of the third lightsaber form Surisu, and the owner of the high ground. But what if he never had the high ground? How would this change Star Wars history? As we are about to see, a lot changes. Before we get into the video, I'd like to say a quick thank you for those who left their suggestions in the previous video. Link to that is in the description below. We are going to say that in The Phantom Menace, Obi-Wan did not have the high ground, as although he backflipped over more and gained height, he was never in contact with a surface higher than walls. So we are going to skip straight to the scene in Revenge of the Sith on Mustafar, where the high ground was best utilised by Obi-Wan. As Anakin and Obi-Wan duel on a small platform on top of the lava, they both see the advantage of the high ground. But Anakin, being younger and more athletic, attains a greater height than Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan knew this was now an unwinnable position as he was now tiring, so summoning his inner strength, Obi-Wan used the Force to throw a smattering of lava at Anakin, irritating his skin and creating a distraction for Obi-Wan to run towards the ship. As Anakin struggled to chase Obi-Wan through the pain of the burns, Obi-Wan quickly speeds off to Polis Massa with an injured Padme. Sidious and Anakin reconvene, with Anakin, now Vader, given a new suit, but one that is more advanced and superior, allowing him to use his full capabilities, as his burns are nowhere near as bad as those sustained in canon. Padme would still pass away whilst giving birth to Luke and Leia, whom are sent to Tatooine and Alderaan respectively. However, knowing that Vader is still alive, Obi-Wan elects to train Luke from the beginning. We speed up to the events in A New Hope, where Luke is now a fully fledged Jedi Knight, proficient in the use of the Force, and Form 3 and 4 of lightsaber combat, and Obi-Wan is in better shape than in canon, as he now has Luke to train. Luke would pay occasional visits to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, who were very hesitant at first, but over time became endeared to him. The eventual burning of the Lars home is a blessing in disguise. Obi-Wan uses most of his remaining credits and a Jedi mind trick to purchase a ship, and together they fly to Dagobah, much to the confusion of Luke, who wonders why Obi-Wan would want to fly to such an obscure planet. Upon landing in the swamp, Obi-Wan spots a small hut, and a beacon of light protruding from it. Obi-Wan beckons Luke to follow him as they walk towards the hut. Yoda greets the duo, bringing tears to Obi-Wan's eyes. As the two converse, Yoda's eyes widen as he rests his eyes on Luke. Yoda silently gestures them to sit, as he can now see that Luke is ready to begin his second phase of training, under his tutelage. Over the next few years, Luke trains with Yoda, learning advanced Force abilities and all 7 forms of lightsaber combat, with Obi-Wan continuing to assist the training. Meanwhile in the Rebellion, things are slow moving, as they cannot find a way to rescue Princess Leia, nor find a way to eliminate the Death Star, as more planets continue to be eviscerated, and Vader continues to hunt down the remaining Jedi. Eventually, Yoda deems Luke ready to face his greatest test thus far, Vader. Using the ship they originally used to come to Dagobah, Luke and Obi-Wan set off to the Death Star, with Yoda remaining behind. Getting pulled in by the tractor beam, the duo knew that they would need to disable it for them to escape. However, on the way there, Luke feels something in the Force, not dark, rather sad and lonely. Obi-Wan sighs, knowing that Leia is aboard and she needs to be rescued. Pulling aside their plans for Vader for now, Luke makes swift work of the stormtroopers and rescues Leia, whilst Obi-Wan disables the tractor beam. They consequently reconvene, which brings us to the duel. In this scenario, it is a more powerful Vader facing them. As Obi-Wan walks towards his former Padawan, he is shocked at his transformation. Gone was the child he had met in Tatooine. In place, a killing machine, consumed by evil. Luke is also shocked, having never encountered a being filled with such hatred. Vader was not surprised at seeing Obi-Wan, but he was surprised at seeing the other Jedi, with whom he felt a faint connection with. Vader launched at Luke with his powerful Form 5 combat style, wanting to test his capabilities. As Luke parried Vader's strikes, and Obi-Wan attacking where possible, Vader was amazed at this boy's capabilities, and realizing he needed to change tactics, switched to Obi-Wan. Knowing what had worked last time on Mustafar, Vader backflipped onto a ledge, giving him the high ground over the duo. Obi-Wan smirked as Vader taunted him. He had learnt that he did not need the high ground to win. That is, from a certain point of view. Pretending to jump, Obi-Wan allowed Luke to climb onto his back, and using the Force to enhance his height, Luke sliced off Vader's hands. Vader reveals to Luke that he is his father, much to Luke's shock, and leaving Vader behind, knowing to kill Vader would not be the Jedi way. The duo travel with Leia back to Yavin 4 as she asks the identity of the duo. Before Luke can speak, Obi-Wan reveals to Leia that Luke is her brother, much to their shock, and that they were Jedi. Obi-Wan, however, does not reveal to Leia the identity of her father, as he does not feel the time is right. Vader, meanwhile, is disturbed. He needed to discuss these events with the Emperor. That is it for part 1 of What If Obi-Wan Didn't Have the High Ground. If you would like to see part 2, please like this video and subscribe for more What Ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you would like to see next. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.